Hi everyone, this is Sam. When I was 6 years old, I found myself on a gurney. I briefly woke up, saw some bright lights. I really didn't know what happened. Well, a couple days later, I found out that I had a broken elbow, a broken hip, a lot of head trauma. Turns out that I was hit by a van after getting some ice cream. I just remember briefly that van hitting me, but then I blacked out. Then I briefly woke up before surgery. So after that day, naturally, my mom was in a state of worry. So she became very overprotective, and which is natural. I was her only son, so it's natural that she became overprotective. So this constant state of worry, I was already an anxious kid, so this constant state of worry led to some mental issues for myself. So I was diagnosed with my bipolar in my 20s. At the time I was diagnosed, I just lost a job and fell into a very deep depression, became suicidal at times. Then eventually I found a doctor who diagnosed me with bipolar. So with bipolar, you're either very depressed or very happy. That was me. I was a rapid cycle of bipolar, so some days I could be really sad, some days I could be really up, and it could happen multiple times a day. Well, during one of my high periods, I decided to learn how to juggle. So that was fine. I was pretty good juggling. I could juggle 5 balls, 3 clubs at my peak. But then life got a little interesting. When I was 37 years old, I found myself in the hospital again. This time I couldn't see. My left side of the whole body was numb. I couldn't walk, because the whole left side was numb. So I was just in the hospital, trying to figure out what was wrong with me. I was later diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And unfortunately, multiple sclerosis is a process of elimination. So I had to do all these tests to figure out what I didn't have to finally conclude that I had MS. So I was nearly in a hospital for a month. And then I was in rehab for about a month, relearning how to walk, get around with a walker. Then it'll be much later in life that I'll actually learn how to use a cane to get around. But during that time, there was no more I could juggle. There's no way I could juggle anymore. It was impossible. This left side of the body was out to lunch. So a few years later, I decided to just sell my stuff, and this is all I have of all my juggling stuff. I had bags and bags of this is all I have now, 3. So in 2011, I found the simple 5-minute practice to get me out of the state of constant worry and stress. Because when I'm always in worries and stress, what else is going to go wrong? So I had bipolar, I had multiple sclerosis, I had psoriasis, I had psoriatic arthritis, and I had migraines. I was a real train wreck. So this practice really made a huge difference in my life. And now I have no signs of disease, no more medicine, no cane. But then I wasn't really sure if I made progress or not, but life has an interesting way to get your attention. So earlier in 2014, I went to my friend's networking event up in New York City. And part of this conference that I had was he was going to sign you for classes to get you to network with similar people. Well, one of the classes he signed up me for was meditation as a juggling practice. I was like, this is going to be curious. I haven't juggled for over 10 years. Last I knew, I couldn't juggle because this left hand was useless. So when we got to the class, we picked up the scarves. There were some of the scarves around, and that was fine. I could do that fine. But then I was real curious. The teacher could see that I was really anxious to pick up some juggling balls and see what I could do with those. So I just picked up my juggling balls and just throw them back and forth, just learning how to juggle. But then I was really surprised that, look at this, left hand can actually throw something into a direction and not throw it over in the left field someplace. So my left hand was actually okay. So then I picked up 2 balls, and I was seeing if I could just throw them back and forth. I could. I was amazed. So I was going back and forth with 2 balls for a little bit. Then I picked up a 3rd ball. Now this was the challenge now. Can I do 3 balls? So I was playing around with these balls for about 15, 20 minutes, just trying to get 3 balls to go, trying to get the coordination back. But I was really surprised. Coordination came back. Oh, except for right now, I just dropped them. But that's life as a juggler, always dropping things. So you just, let's see what we can do here. There we go. There's we got a little juggling. So I can juggle again. So that was amazing. So my little practice turned into this miraculous transformation. So this is what I'm seeing today is that I've been trying to do my own business for 6 months, but I see I've been focused the wrong way in my business. Then when Chantelle Adams had this new speaker series, my heart resonated with that. Yes, this is what you need to do. You need to get out there and talk to people. Show them that you are well, that you're able to stand. You're not the man behind the walker or the cane anymore. You're not the man taking all these medicines each day. Because when you were diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, you give up hope. You think life is over. You just think you're wheelchair bound after a certain amount of time, because that's what you're always reading about, and that's what everybody tells you about. Oh, you have MS, you're going to end up in a wheelchair. Because I was really bad when I was diagnosed. I couldn't walk, I could barely see. But today, I'm juggling. That's amazing. Life is simply amazing. But so now I've been on this business road for 6-7 months, and it's failing. Because now I see I wasn't getting out there into the world where they need to see me, hear me. Because if you just read words, it doesn't really convey what I went through and how I recovered. Just my simple 5-minute practice. And I see if I can do this walking train wreck, I see that anybody can do this. So when I saw Chantelle Adams' speaker series and been involved in that for the last week, my heart's singing, yes, you can do this. But there's just one little problem. The business is failing. I don't have the money to pay for this course. So I see this is my way forward. So now I have to get creative and try to figure out how to make this happen. Because I see that my business really needs this to thrive and grow. And I really have to see that I need to keep this place, have it be my sanctuary for when I have my little talks here. But I really need to get out into the world in a big way. And I think Chantelle Adams can really do that for me. I really see her series, and my heart just speaks. It sings volumes when it creates, when it sees her videos, and I just feel so empowered. And I just want to create videos and just share with the world my message of hope that, hey, this train wreck recovered. You can recover too. All right. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.